They say beauty fades with age, but they forget something else often grows stronger: presence, wisdom, charisma. If you're a man over 55, you might not realize it yet, but you could be far more attractive than you think, especially to younger women. Today, we're uncovering 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man, even if it hasn't crossed your mind. And yes, we're going to talk about age gap relationships too. Not as a fantasy, but as a reality that many men are quietly living and thriving in. Most older men assume their attractive years are behind them, that women, especially younger women, are no longer interested, that they've aged out of desirability. But what if that isn't true? What if you're more attractive now than you've ever been and you just don't realize it? This video isn't about vanity. It's not about pretending to be 30 again. It's about embracing the real, quiet, magnetic qualities that come with age. So today, we're exploring 5 clear signs that you're an attractive older man. Signs you might be missing, ignoring, or underestimating. We'll also talk about what these signs mean in the world of age gap relationships, where confidence, character, and maturity can matter far more than youth. Let's begin. Sign 1. It usually starts with something small. You're in line at the grocery store. The cashier is friendly, a little more than usual. She asks how your day is going and smiles just a little longer than you expect. You walk your dog through the park, and a younger woman on a bench gives you a genuine, warm glance. You chalk it up to politeness. Maybe she's just being kind. But here's the truth. Sometimes she's not just being polite, she's paying attention. Older men often fail to recognize this form of attraction, not because it isn't real, but because they've been conditioned to believe that attraction only comes with youth. But younger women are not all looking for boys their age. Some are looking for stability, others for maturity, and some are drawn to the deeper, more grounded presence that only time can cultivate. You might not be flexing muscles or cracking jokes to impress, but that's exactly what sets you apart. Women notice how you carry yourself, your relaxed confidence, your quiet dignity, your lack of neediness. So next time a younger woman gives you a second glance, don't dismiss it. That attention may not be loud or overt, but it's real, and it's one of the first signs that you still have a magnetic quality. Younger women in age gap relationships often say this: "He didn't even realize how attractive he was. That made him even more appealing." Think about that. You may not be trying to get noticed, but you are. And that speaks volumes. Sign 2. There's something about you now that didn't exist when you were younger. Back then, maybe you chased status. Maybe you competed for approval. Maybe your confidence was still under construction. Now something is different. You enter a room and you don't need to say much. People notice your presence, your posture, your ease. You've learned how to be calm in chaos, how to listen before speaking, how to read a room without rushing to fill silence. This is not weakness. This is power. Grounded energy is magnetic. It creates a sense of trust, especially for women. It says, "I've seen things. I know who I am, and I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to connect." For many younger women, this is incredibly attractive. They're used to the fast pace of dating apps, the endless texting, the confusion. Then you come along, you speak with intention, you're not in a rush, you're present. This emotional maturity is one of the biggest advantages you carry into age gap relationships. Younger women are drawn to it, not because they want a father figure, but because they want a man who knows how to hold space. You become someone who isn't reactive, someone who responds thoughtfully, someone who has nothing to prove. That calm presence you've developed over the years, it might just be the most attractive thing about you. Sign 3. In a world full of noise, good communication is rare. Younger women often talk about how refreshing it is to date someone who knows how to listen, not just nod and wait for his turn to speak, but truly listen. You know how to ask thoughtful questions. You know when to pause. You understand tone, subtext, and nuance. Why? Because you've lived, you've made mistakes, you've learned the value of words. You've also learned that vulnerability isn't weakness, that it's okay to talk about real things. Younger men often struggle here. They haven't had the time to develop emotional intelligence, and unfortunately, some haven't had the desire to. You have. You know how to talk about life, about relationships, about purpose. You know how to sit with discomfort, how to share a story without making it all about you. This isn't just attractive, it's rare, and when a woman, especially a younger woman, experiences that with you, she notices. Because with you, conversations don't feel like games, they feel like growth. That's a game changer. and it's a sign that you bring something powerful to any relationship you enter. Sign 4, narrator. You don't need six-pack abs, but you do take care of yourself. You move your body, you walk, you stretch, you eat with intention, you dress with thought, not because you're trying to look younger, but because you respect yourself. That quiet pride, it shows. Younger women notice the man who doesn't try too hard, but clearly hasn't let himself go. Your grooming, your posture, the way you carry yourself. It says, I still care. I still value myself. That balance between humility and self-worth is incredibly appealing. Some younger men are either obsessed with appearance or careless. You found the middle path. You've earned your look, and it speaks. When you walk into a room, you're not the flashiest, but you're real. And that authenticity is magnetic. Taking care of yourself isn't vanity, it's leadership. And in the context of age gap relationships, it shows a woman that you still have vitality, that you still have life in your eyes. And that is sexy. Sign 5, narrator. Here's the final sign, and it might be the most important. You've built a life, not a perfect one, not a flashy one, but a real one. You have routines, you have passions, you have stories, you've weathered storms, you've overcome setbacks, you've kept going. And now, you live from a place of quiet strength. Younger women in age gap relationships often say this: he had a life. He wasn't waiting for someone to rescue him. I wanted to be part of his world. That's what you offer. Not drama, not chaos, not uncertainty, but stability, purpose, direction. You're not trying to find yourself. You're inviting someone to walk beside you. This is incredibly attractive. It doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you're rooted. You become the kind of man who isn't afraid to be alone, which is exactly why others are drawn to be with you. And that, my friend, is power. Closing. So, do you recognize these signs in yourself? Maybe you've been overlooking them. Maybe you've been downplaying your worth. But the truth is, you're not invisible. You're not past your prime. You might just be more attractive now than ever before, not because of how you look, but because of who you've become. Attraction isn't about youth. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about the kind of man you are. So the next time someone pays you a little extra attention, don't look away. You've earned it. And maybe, just maybe, you're only getting started.